Hey everybody, welcome back to the Medina County, Texas GMRS YouTube channel. Sitting here bored in my hotel room and thinking about a conversation I had the other day with one of the guys in the group, his wife. We were talking and she goes, "Why do y'all even do this for?" She goes, "If you're going to do a video, maybe you should make a video explaining to some of us that know nothing about GMRS or these radios. Why are y'all doing this?" So I thought this would be a good time to sit back and make a little video and kind of explain what it is and why we do it, and uh, maybe why you should do it, right? If it's something that might interest you. So I got my cup of coffee. It's not the regular orange cup that's back at the house, but this will have to do for now. Uh, and let's talk about it. So in basic terms, GMRS stands for General Mobile Radio Service. It was something that the FCC put together and allowed several years ago. It's comprised of frequencies that fall somewhere between 462 and 467 megahertz, which for those non-technical people, that doesn't mean much, right? But it's a series of about 30 channels that they allow folks with a license to talk on. Now, some of them don't require a license, um, and I don't want to get too technical in this video, right? But the license is to kind of keep GMRS from turning into what CBs became back in the day. Um, if you had a CB, you remember everybody cussing and calling each other names, and it was pretty annoying. I can tell you all the GMRS groups that have a repeater in our area that we monitor, it is nowhere near CB style radios. So if you think that's what you're getting into, it's not. It's a bunch of people who just want to have a way of communicating. Um, One of the cool things is you can get into it relatively cheap, right? One guy who just joined our group just got his call sign today. As a matter of fact, pretty happy about that. Got texts and emails and everything this morning. Um, he won't be on the radio much, but he said that he just wanted to have a different form of communication in the event of anything ever happening. Right? We went through Snowmageddon down here in Texas last year, and some of the cell phone towers were out, and so that might be a reason you're interested in it. I can tell you, a lot of people that we talk to, oh, so y'all are preppers. No, we're not preppers. We it's a hobby, right? It's just something that uh, we enjoy doing. I'm into guns and shooting competitions, and uh, this is just a hobby. My wife will tell you I probably spend too much time and money on it, but she knows that it keeps me busy and keeps me out of her hair, and so I think she kind of likes it. Likes me getting into it, and believe it or not, she's taken quite the interest in it as well. So that's kind of who we are. Um, I started doing this about 2.5 years ago, I guess, and I'd always had an interest in radios, but never wanted to do the ham thing. Nothing against ham at all. Met a lot of nice people over the last 2.5 years who are hams, and super smart, right? Willing to give advice. I haven't met the sad ham yet, but um, I'm sure I will soon, right? It's just a matter of time. Um, but that just never interested me. If you notice in some of my videos out in the shack, there's a Ham for Dummies book. I read about 20 pages and I'm like, I'm too dumb for this. No, they need a downgrade of that book, something for even dumber people for me, in order to get me to understand the whole ham thing. So more power to y'all who have your license. This is just a little hobby that that I've gotten into. Um, these radios are fun, right? You get your license, and hell, if you just want to talk on FRS channels, you don't even need a license, right? You can go to Walmart and pick up the blister pack of FRS radios, and if you go camping a lot, you go boating, you travel in separate vehicles. Our family used to go to the coast, and we always had the little FRS radios. As a matter of fact, in the shack in some of those videos, you'll see the little bitty Midlands. I've had those for years, and that's what we used to talk with car to car when we would go from San Antonio down to Corpus. Um, when it cost 25 cents a minute to talk on a cell phone, we had the FRS radios. So, um, I keep those around, kind of let the grandbaby play with them. So, um, even if it's just something as simple as that, is why you want to get into it. Uh, one of the guys in the group, he has bad cell coverage, uh, cell service out in his back pasture, and he wants a way that if anything ever happened, he can call his family inside the house on the radio. Uh, Midland actually sells a tractor pack, I think they call it, that you can mount a little mobile onto your tractor, has a little stubby antenna. So there are a lot of purposes to this. And, I probably, I'm the go big or go home kind of guy. I probably took it to the extreme and put up the repeater and everything else. But it's been a whole lot of fun. I've met a whole bunch of cool people, and we all have a similar interest, and that's one reason you should get into it, right? If you're looking for a hobby that's not going to break the bank, and you want a group of people to hang out with, I think it's a great way to get a group of your community members together and just have fun. Our group gets together every Sunday, and we'll have coffee and donuts. I don't have donuts because I got to lose some of this fat ass, but I have my coffee. And half the time we don't even talk about radios. Most of the time we do, but some of the times we don't. And it's just nice to get out of the house and get together. And so, um, I I think if this is something you're interested in, you should watch as many videos as you can about it. Share your interest with some of your friends who may have the same interest. Um, watching videos and learning on YouTube is the way to go now, right? You don't need encyclopedias anymore. You don't even you just go straight to YouTube. I highly recommend uh, Not a Rubicon. That is one of the best GMRS channels out there. There are others, but I tell you what, he does a hell of a job explaining in layman's terms almost every facet of the GMRS, systems and radios and anything you can think of. He's done a video on it, and I think he does a great job at educating the public on how all this works and how radios work, right? For the folks who want some of the technical aspects, or and I'm getting this straight from the FCC's website, right? And I mentioned this already, the General Mobile Radio Service, GMRS, is a licensed radio service that uses channels around 462 and 467 megahertz. The most common use of GMRS channels is for short distance two-way voice communication using handheld radios, mobile radios, and repeater systems. In 2017, the FCC expanded GMRS to also allow short data messaging applications, including text messaging and GPS location information. You're seeing a lot of those radios pop up now here within the last year or so, that you get when you key up, it'll shoot out a little data burst to another radio that you're talking to. That radio will receive it, and it'll give a text message. It'll give your GPS location and coordinates. So, and all of that is cheap. I mean, some of these radios you can get for under $100, right? And I've mentioned in a few of my review videos, you can get the most elaborate technical radio with 8 gazillion buttons, or you can get something simple that just has a few buttons that you can still hit repeaters. If you're in my group and you want a basic radio, we'll get it programmed for you, and you just have a couple of channels on there, right? You can do as much or as little with them as you want, and spend as much or as little as you want. So that's the cool part about this hobby. Uh, the services that provide functionality similar to GMRS include the CB radio service, Citizens Band radio service, the Family Radio service, FRS, and the Multi-Use Radio service, which is MERS. Um, and I don't want to sit here reading all of this to you because you can go get it yourself on the FCC website. You don't have to get technical with any of this. You don't have to know how radio waves travel. You don't have to know any of that. You don't even have to tune an antenna to get into this hobby. You can buy everything already ready to go. If you want a mobile unit, it'll come with the antenna already trimmed, already tuned, already. You just hook up the radio, run the antenna, and you're in business, right? A lot of the times. Um, so that's the cool part about this. It's what you make of it, and really how deep you want to go into it. um, I encourage you, if you are interested in this hobby, to do a lot of research, post questions to me, to anybody with a GMRS type YouTube channel, and we'll all reply to you. We're all about the more the merrier, right? As long as you know have your license, you apply, follow the rules, uh, we'll welcome you to our group. I can tell you, in Medina County we sure will. So, um, one more story before I go. One of the guys in our group, um, he was up at the local watering hole, and he had his handheld with him, and one of the other guys that was sitting at the bar said, "Hey, what do you do with that radio?" And so he told him. He said, "Yeah, we have a little group, and we have a repeater set up." And he goes, the other guy said, "Well, I have a couple of those radios at home that I ordered, and I don't even know what the hell to do with them." Right? Got them for like $25 a piece. And so the guy in the group told him, "Well, come to our next meeting. Right? We meet on Sundays, 9 o'clock, and bring the radios with you, and we'll get you set up." So he came to the meeting. We programmed his radios, applied for his license right there on the spot. He had it within 2 days, and now he's a full blown licensed GMRS operator. So, um, it's something that simple. I think there are a lot more people out there with these radios than we realize, and they don't know what the hell to do with them. So if you have a couple sitting around, maybe go to next door and share it, and see if there are people in your community who are just like you, right? And maybe y'all can get something started. Um, it's a fun hobby. It's a great way to make friends, and keep everybody active. So I hope this explanation helps some of you understand why we do it and what it is. And um, you know, if you have any thoughts, any questions, uh, let us know. Click down on the little shack to subscribe to my channel. We would love having you as a subscriber, and you'll get notified of all new videos. I try to keep it pretty active and post a couple videos a week to keep everybody interested, and been getting a lot of comments lately, and I can tell you I sure appreciate each and every one of them. All right, coffee's about to here. Got to get a fresh cup. I hope you all have a great evening. Hope this was helpful, and like the video if it helped you. Comment if you have questions, and we'll see you soon. Y'all have a great day.